Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Matt with Green Bar Trading. This is episode 4 of the trade breakdown, where I go over a trade that I just took. This was from the overnight Asian Open for the futures market. It's a market that basically trades 24 hours a day. So this trade breakdown is also going to be good information if you were ever curious as to how the futures work. So when you wake up in the morning, why are some days the futures up and other days the futures are down? What are the futures? It's so important, right? If you're swing trading, if you're taking, overnight positions, it's good to know, oh, so that's how the futures work. So I will show you a little bit of, how traders overnight, which is, everybody trading this through the Asian Open, the London Open, and then our pre-market, they're speculating. I trade the S&P 500 futures. So they're speculating on where the S&P 500 is going to close at the end of the contract expiration. It's basically just a directional bet that traders are speculating on. So a lot of times this product will trade alongside different markets during different times of the middle of the night on the East Coast. So the Asian Open is about, just after our after hours session closes. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when you will start to see a ton of volume pouring in. And, that's where I start to monitor and watch where the key levels are that I mark up my charts with. Also, where is the Asian market over in Japan currently trading? Is it going up? Is it going down? Is there a correlation between the futures and the key levels and where their market is going? Because a lot of times when, let's say, the Japanese market, the Nikkei, is up a lot, the futures over here will kind of be following, not a direct correlation, but it gives you another, edge to your trade. So my computer is making a weird noise. Not a great sign. So here we go. I'm going to share with you guys what I look at. These are my key levels. So every morning I'll go in to our Discord and I'll put these key levels up so everybody can see. I also do the same with the SPY and the Qs. So everyone can see where there has been some key levels of buying and selling pressures, either support or resistance, more buyers, more sellers. That's what I like to look at. I'm trading the overall index. So if any of you are trading, the SPY, like options on the SPY or the Qs, or just overall stocks, it's good to know where there's going to be support and where there's going to be resistance for the overall market. Okay, so now that we covered all of that, let's get into the trade breakdown. And I'm just going to see here, where was it? Right around here. Now, if you guys can see, this is what I'm talking about. At 8 p.m., this is where our market, after hours platforms shut down. The Asian market opens around this time, and it's sold off pretty quickly, right to a key level, just about to a key level that I have here, which is 25.15. Now, I was watching this line, the 25.16, was not on my chart yet, but 45.15 was on my chart. It's a key level from previous days, and it's also a level that price on the S&P 500 has been coming down and touching and bouncing off of. So I was watching very closely around here if we were going to start to break, previous highs and start an uptrend. Once I noticed that this uptrend broke, that's when I got long. But before I got, and I'm going to show you my trade here in a second, before I got long, and this was a very nice trade. It was an $87.50 this trade was. And I went long here, bought one contract at 45.1775, and then sold it up here at previous resistance. So just about the 45.20 level is where I wanted to take profit. In case of a quick pullback, I just wanted to book a win, get in, and just take that. I was happy with it. Did I leave some money on the table? I did, probably another $100 or so. You're not always going to get the top and the bottom, but I just want to show you guys. So this all happened at about 9:15-ish, around 9 o'clock our time, and it started to bottom around 8:45. So 8:45 p.m. our time is 9:45 a.m. the Nikkei, the Japanese market, their time. So that's what I was also watching. And I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. This is what I was watching, okay? Their time, 9:45, is where price pulled back down to, bottomed out at 9:45 a.m., which is 8:45 our time. That's when I got long, and the market in Japan went up about 200 points from here, from the low. So this followed our S&P 500 futures pretty well. So I waited for the open, and then it came back down, which you saw on the S&P 500 futures, and that's how I trade what I call the Asian Open. At 3 a.m. our time is the London Open. They're 5 hours ahead of us. Their market opens at 8 a.m. So, knowing when these markets open is, a good thing. Now, if you look at the yearly chart of the Nikkei, this broke out of a descending trend line yesterday really, really well. And you can see here, going back a couple of months, the trend line, every time it hit it, it bounced back. Well, yesterday, price broke out of that trend line, and the Asian markets are actually looking really good after that breakout. So the potential for a lot of these overnight Globex type of sessions on the S&P 500, well, they're a lot better when the Asian market is screaming higher like that. And I just took advantage of that. I know that's a lot of knowledge, and a lot of it you don't need to know, but it's nice to know how the futures work. It's a global product. This thing trades all night long, all morning long, and then when our market opens, it basically trades with our overall market. I use this to chart a lot of my S&P, the SPY market. So I hope that you guys learned a thing or two. This was an $87.50 winning trade. I went over how I got there, my thought process, everything that went into the trade, which was a lot. I understand that. But the more you watch markets, what seems like a lot kind of is just like another language that you're learning. So I recommend watching a lot of different markets if you have the time and just going in, doing some technical analysis, and then you can give yourself an edge in the market. So that's it for me. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you back on the next one. Take care.